as per request. I'm doing a video on a 550 cord line kit. I've seen a lot of people carry 550 cord. Great piece of equipment to have in your kit. I've seen a lot of people carry it in 50-foot spools or hanks, however you want to call it. I'm not a real big fan of that for the simple reason that you end up cutting your line and using more than you usually need to, and you end up with a bunch of teeny tiny pieces, and it's really not that cheap. So I like to set it up like this, and I'll go into this a little bit, talk a little bit about 550 cord first. 550 because it has approximately 550 pounds tensile strength, breaking strength, which is good. The outer sheath can be several colors, OD, white, red, black. I've seen on some sea anchors and stuff like that. Then of course like Rothko and stuff like that, they have a bazillion different colors. But it has anywhere from 5 to 7 strands. I've never seen one with 5, it's always been 7. These break down. There's always one that is colored. You can see that real well. Couldn't see the other ones, just doesn't have a whole lot of color in it. But supposedly it denotes the manufacturer, for what that's worth. But anyway, these, once you break these down, they're right around 35-pound test. Obviously we can use them for a bazillion different things, fishing, sewing, the list goes on and on. Once you take all the inner lines out, the sheath actually becomes approximately 220 pounds. So real world, real situation, strip all your 550 cord out, break it down. You can actually do lashings with 35-pound test for shelters and stuff like that, because really if you think about it, some of the natural cordage we do really isn't that much more. So anyway, when I'm setting up a line kit, number one, I start with usually about 3 sizes. I have 2 to 3 foot, anywhere from 5 to 8, right around in there, and then 10 to 12, right around in there. I carry about 6 of these because I use these quite a bit. 5 or 6 of these, usually about 4 of this length. This is one of the ones that I use the most. Like I said, your 2 to 3 foot, real small. I use it all the time. I'll use it for, like, when I'm building my bow saw, that's what I'll use it for. When I'm doing a bow and drill, I'll use it for my bow. When I'm doing like sheltercraft and I want to run a stake, and I don't want to go right through my grommet, I can make a bite. I can put that right through my grommet, make what's called, lark's head, stuff like that. That's a perfect length for tying off with for a stake. So this is the length I use the most. I like keeping them in what's called a daisy chain. Any of you guys that do construction kind of know what the deal is with this. Even up your ends, and all it is a series of slip knots. Alright, I'm going to make a loop and bring an end up through. Now that becomes a slip knot. Alright, comes out. So I'm going to make a loop, bring it through, then I'm going to take a bite, pass it through there, pull it down. Another bite, pass it through there, pull it down, and then the last one I'm going to come all the way through with all of them, and that locks it. That's not a very good one, but you get the idea. To undo it, all we're going to do is undo the last one and pull it out. So it's real simple, real easy. If you have one that's too long, you can actually double it over. Alright, so that works real well too. So we're talking about some uses for that. This is your intermediate length. You can use it for a real quick lashing on a tripod or something like that, or 2 of them for a lashing around a tree or anything like that. Your long ones you're going to use for your clotheslines, for your tarp lines, your ridge lines, things like that. All right, so that is a basic setup for a line kit. I keep them all in a little parachute bag that I made, and then I keep them in there with in this kit that I have here. I keep it in with my my OD emergency blanket that's got reflective on one side. So that's my line kit that I carry with me.